realised from the emails that Rob and myself sent out yesterday is that the web servers have finally got their act together and moved everything onto a new one that actually works and won't blow up. So the members area is now there. Obviously, they did that from a backup like we explained before. So Rob is literally in the process of uploading everything, which he'll tell you about after. And he's already also started putting together all videos and various things that have been spoken about in past webinars. So that literally everything up to date and also slightly in front in terms of additional resources in the resource files will be there as per the email you should have got, I guess, yesterday, within the next sort of 24, 48 hours. So we're going to be back on track and able to play catch up, as it were, and then hopefully get back to a point where we can move things forward to everyone making some serious wonder, which is obviously what we are all here for. So with that in mind, this evening Robert is going to be sharing with you essentially what we spoke about very briefly about the fact that having affiliates is one of the easiest initially and effective ways of driving traffic to your site. Also, there's some loose ends regarding getting your site together. And then next module, which will be next Monday, the 24th of September at the same time, it will be about tying up loose ends in terms of the website and everything to get it to the point where you can start making money so it's operational. Kind of leaving that till the next one on purpose so that you will have time to refer to the stuff in the members area that will be there in the next day or two. So without further ado, welcome to everyone who's listening in, and please welcome, hopefully he's going to stay conscious for us after his jet lag, but welcome to the call, Robert Temple. Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you on the call today. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm going to try and stay as upbeat and as active as I possibly can. As Jonathan just mentioned, I have been away over the last week in Miami, in Florida. Beautiful place. I saw Jennifer Lopez's house, which is always nice. She wasn't there, but that's a house apparently. Yeah, so it was a good week, but I did get back in the early hours of yesterday, and I'm absolutely shattered. So it's still 5 o'clock in the evening to me, whereas it's actually 10 o'clock in the evening where I am actually sat. So yeah, it's a bit bizarre. So thank you for bearing with us again. Yesterday I was in no fit state to do the webinar. I'd have been vomiting and things all over the place, and it wouldn't have been nice. So despite all of that, I have spent half of today in bed and half of it recovering, and half of today working on getting all of our recordings and things up and running. So whilst I was away, I was delighted to receive an email to let me know from Jonathan that our web host had finally got everything, got their backsides in gear and got everything fixed. But obviously, whilst I was away, I didn't have any of the recordings to begin working with or anything to upload. They were all on my home computer, not on my laptop. So yeah, so I didn't get back until yesterday, and now I'm beginning to put everything together so that it can be uploaded to the members area. Basically, when our web hosts back everything up every day, effectively, and when we got, but on the same server, and when we got to restore everything, the backup that they had was an old backup. It hadn't backed up in the 24 hours of whatever. Anyway, so that means there are a few things missing, but I'm working on that as quickly as I possibly can for you. That said, I do want to dive straight into this week's training and really get started. This week is sort of half theory and half practical. There's half just a bunch of information I want to give you, and half a load of stuff I want to show you as well. So, with that said, I think that's all of the parish notices. Let's kind of get started. So you'll notice that this module, Module 7, is called Your Silent Sales Force, and as Jonathan mentioned there, the main topic of today's webinar is all about working with affiliates and joint venture partners. So basically, you'll find out why I want to talk about this right now in a minute, because right now you probably think, well, I don't have anything to drive them to, I don't have anything to do, I don't have any of the things I need. The truth is that you actually have the majority of the things you need. By now you will hopefully already have made your product, you will already have written your sales letter, you will already have started putting together your sales page. Obviously you'll be waiting on the templates from us if you're going to use our templates, but you may have gone out and found a mini site designer to design them, in which case you may even have your finished kind of draft sales page, if you like. But by now you should have some kind of semblance of a sales page, even if it's still a Word document. And what I've discovered recently is that this is now the perfect time for you to begin recruiting affiliate partners and joint venture partners. The reason for that is that there is a bit of a lead time between somebody saying, yes, I will promote your website, and them actually bothering to promote it. So, for example, very recently, Jonathan and I put together a new product. We released it onto the internet, and we went to one of our regular affiliates, someone that promotes everything that we do, and we said to him, we've got this brand new product, it converts at whatever percent. If you promote it, you will make X amount of money for every sale you generate. This is how much money you would expect to make. Here's your affiliate link. Go ahead and mail it. And it was actually a couple of months before the guy actually got around to doing it. But at the same time, we went to a different affiliate, we gave him the exact same information, and he mailed it within a few days. So different affiliates have different schedules, so the reason was our first affiliate had booked up for several months and wasn't able to fit that into his schedule. So kind of sensible affiliates will schedule their affiliate promotions weeks or months in advance, so that they never have to kind of scram around for the last minute to try and find something to promote. They always know exactly what's going to be in their diary. So with that in mind, it's actually very worthwhile you beginning to look for potential affiliate partners and potentially even contact them right now whilst you're putting everything in place. That way you can kind of reduce the lead time, if you like, between putting everything live and actually looking for your affiliates or actually seeing money coming into your accounts. So there's a couple of things to mention at this point. Once everything is finished and uploaded to the members area this week, basically you will have a couple of things you'll then be able to do. The first thing is you will then be able to download the mini site template that we're providing you with, so that you can then go ahead and put your sales letter into that mini site. Now once you've done that, you will actually have your completed mini site. You'll literally have the pages, you'll have everything in it, and obviously you've got your finished product. Now the problem with that is that right now it's all sat on your computer and we need to put it onto the internet. Now that was one of the things that I wanted to share with you in this course, because it's one thing that people do kind of find quite difficult, is how to upload their web pages and upload their products to the internet. The problem is that's something that is very difficult to teach on a live webinar because of the lag that you experience. I do something and then it's a couple of minutes before that happens on your screen. So rather than trying desperately to show you how to do it on the webinar, and it is a bit sort of fiddly, it's easy but it's fiddly the first time you do it, I decided to make a video for you about it instead and put that into the members area. So that's going into the members area this week as well. So what that means is that by the end of this week, you will have everything that you need to make your product, to create your sales letter, to build your sales website, and to upload it to the internet. Which means that at the end of this week, you could have everything online, ready to go, ready to rock, and ready to start driving traffic to. Albeit you'll then want to go through and refine things. You'll probably want to go through and improve the sales letter over a period of time. I tend to kind of change bits of my sales letters all the time to try and increase conversions, always looking for the next kind of what we call a bump in conversions, always trying to push up that percentage conversion. But basically by the end of this week, you'll have everything that you need to put that on the internet, which means that your next step is to begin finding your affiliates. Now, I call affiliates, or otherwise known as joint venture partners, a silent sales force. Now, I just want to quickly define those two terms because you will hear them both. Effectively, an affiliate and a JV partner are usually referred to and mean the same thing. JV partner, as I mentioned, stands for joint venture partner. But I just want to define this. If you do any internet marketing research, you will probably find out that internet marketers can refer to JV partners as two different things. Most of the time, it means someone who promotes your product in exchange for a commission, so just an affiliate. But sometimes that same term just means two people who work together for a mutually beneficial agreement. So, for example, If you were to team up with an expert who knows a lot about a particular thing in order to create a product and then split the profits on that thing. So in other words, he creates the product, you provide the marketing, and you split the money either 50-50 or 70-30, then that would be a JV, a joint venture partnership, in that you are teaming up for a specific outcome. But at the same time, it's not always financially related. So at the same time, you could go out, you could team up with somebody to interview someone and publish it somewhere for free and build a mailing list of some description. Now, usually, as I mentioned, these kind of JV partnerships usually have some kind of financial outcome, but that's not always the case. So just wanted to differentiate that. You will see the word JV or joint venture partner or JV partnership elsewhere, which won't quite make sense thinking of it as an affiliate, and that's just why. So it basically just means two people who are working together. But for our purposes, and for most purposes, it simply is a posh, fancy word for affiliate, someone who will promote your products in order to make a commission. Now, the other kind of main difference is that usually JV partners are kind of quite big players within the marketplace. They have a kind of a fairly well-known presence. Doesn't mean that they're a big famous guru name or anything. It just means they have a presence already. They probably have a blog. They probably have a mailing list. They probably have all these things in place, and they probably have quite a lot of quite a lot of instant kind of push for your product. They can instantly send you a lot of traffic very, very easily, say just by sending an email. Whereas if you look at affiliates are quite often referred to as people who don't particularly have a big presence in the kind of the marketplace. Maybe they don't even have a website. Some of them are kind of very, very primitive. And what they do is kind of standard, quite time-taking traffic driving tactics in order to drive traffic to your website and make their commission that way. So they might not have a list. They might not have a blog. Sometimes they do, but not always. They might, for example, write articles about your specific topic, for example, weight loss or smoking, and then go around and place them on the internet in article directories, and then they drive traffic to your website through that article. Or alternatively, they might go around different website forums and they might post in these website forums, and they could have your affiliate link in their signature bar. All of these traffic tactics are tactics that you're going to learn at the end of this course when we put you into the Total Traffic Takeover training program, which is completely included in this course and lasts for 50 to 52 weeks. So you're going to learn all of those tactics yourself, but you will find affiliates who will actually go out there and do all of that hard work for you, because they're good at it, because they're quick at it, because they know all of the shortcuts, they've done it lots, and they know how to monetize those tactics. So you will find people who go out there, promote your products, not by being the big I am and mailing it to their enormous list of 553 billion people or whatever. They simply go out there and work hard every day. They put some graft in, and they start driving what I can call manual traffic to your website. Now, regardless of whether they are a JV partner, an affiliate, or both, I just personally merged those two terms together. I just want you to be aware of what other internet marketers may call them if you start doing some research. I'm going to start talking to you about how to get them. Now, as I mentioned, I call them my silent sales force, because really, when you've got an army of affiliates and joint venture partners, it's literally like having an entire sales team of dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of people immediately at your disposal who will go out and sell your product for you every day, and basically they don't make a big fuss about it. You don't need to pay them unless they generate a sale. I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? If you imagine you had a shop, you have to, now obviously you may indeed incentivize your shop's assistants with commissions, but typically most shops work on a purely wage basis, unless it's something very expensive, or sometimes a minimum, a wage basis plus a commission too. Whereas you don't have to pay your staff any wages. All you have to do is pay them once they make a sale. And of course, the beauty about ClickBank is that they take care of the paying of the affiliates, which means you never see that money. You can't accidentally spend that money. I know there are marketers out there who've taken the money themselves and then spent it and then weren't able to pay that out to their affiliates and things. That makes for some very angry affiliates. So that's all cool. So I call it your silent sales force, because they kind of operate under the radar. People think that they're just out there being helpful, just promoting these products. They don't particularly know that they're being paid for it, although, People are becoming more and more clued up to that. So as I said, that's why I call it the silent sales force. Again, they don't moan about their working conditions or the hierarchy of needs. There's none of that to worry about. Literally, you have your very own salespeople. You only have to pay them when they make a sale. Now that means, of course, that you can work with as many of these people as you possibly can. Now basically there are 3 steps to the process of recruiting affiliates and getting them to promote you, and we're going to walk through those now. The first step is to find your affiliates. So actually go out there onto the internet, do some research, and find people who could promote your products. Step number 1. Step number 2 is to contact them and invite them to promote your products. So actually get them, actually get them on board and say, hey, my name's Bob. I've got this cool product. It does X, Y, Z. It sells for this much. It converts at this much. Now, obviously, you don't know those statistics yet, so that's fine. There is a workaround for that. And will you promote it? Here's what you've got to do. Part 3 then is to encourage them to promote and actually get them to actually take action and promote you. That bit is a bit which is quite often overlooked in internet marketing terms, so I'm going to cover that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close down this slide, because really this is stuff that I want to show you rather than tell you about. This is the practical element of this. So bear with me for 2 seconds. I'll just minimize OpenOffice. Just waiting for the screen to say that it's done it. The other thing is, just while I'm waiting for this to load up, it would be really cool. Everyone in the chat box, just so I can get a kind of a brief idea of where you're at, if you could type into the questions box and let us know whereabouts in the whole process are you so far. So if the last thing you did was choose a niche, and I hope you're further on than that, but if it is, then just type I've chosen a niche. If the most recent thing you did was make the product, then put I've made the product. If the most recent thing you did was write the sales letter, then tell us that you've written the sales letter. Now, that's probably as far as most of you have got. Some of you may have gone out there. I know Keith said he's been trying to upload some things. Keith says still in Leeds. Jared says he's making the product. Okay, cool. It'd be really cool to get a general idea of where you're at. If you've got a sales letter, type that. If you've got your, whatever the most, the latest thing is. David says he's completed the product and made the sales letter. Arjan is making the product. Okay, that's cool. Dave says he's writing an updated script for the product. Tony says I'm looking to upload things. I have the product in the sales page. Okay, brilliant.
Oh, well done.
Cool. That means then, I know Tony had a few products already as well before this got started. He was just looking for a way to actually put them up for sale and monetize them, so that's cool. So don't worry, guys. He had a bit of a head start, so you don't have to feel bad that he's beating you. Although we should probably have a competition. Keith says he's finishing. I presume that means finishing the product off, and the sales letter is sorted too. Brilliant. Okay, cool. And I know Keith contacted me because he bought some web hosting too, because he asked a question about it. So that's cool. All right, brilliant. So that's really good then. The cool thing is, obviously, most people are working on the product at the moment, which is cool. This is still great information for you, and you should definitely be making the use of what I'm about to share with you. So here is the kind of the basic thing. I'm going to show you the kind of 3 ways that I look for affiliates in my businesses, and then we're going to look into the contacting bit, and eventually we'll move on to the convincing them to promote. Now, the reason I separate those 2 things is because at the moment there are lots and lots of products, there are lots and lots of affiliates out there on the internet, and basically once someone has signed up to promote your your product, that does not mean they will actually promote your product straight away, and it will take a bit of work for you to actually give them up and make them promote. So I'm going to talk to you about that when we get that far in later in this webinar. So the first thing is I want to show you my favorite tactic for recruiting for finding affiliates. So I'm going to show you 3 ways in total, and I'm going to begin with my favorite one. So what I want you to do, let me have a look. Let's see, someone pick somebody at random. Tony, for example. No, not use Tony because I think I know the answer to this. Keith, let's try Keith. Keith, what is the niche of your product? If you could type that into the questions box, that would be cool. what's the topic or the niche,
Weight
the
loss.
niche of your product? Weight loss. I've spent all week talking to Americans, so I keep having to change between the word niche and niche, and also I'll be saying aluminum before long. I went to it for a meal tonight, and I nearly said check, please, instead of bill, please, but there you go. So Keith says his niche is weight loss. Very good. So here's what you need to do. Now, you need to kind of put yourself in the mind of your potential customer, and you need to work out what are they likely to be searching for in Google. Now, most marketers in the weight loss niche would like to think that their customers or their potential customers are searching for the word weight loss because it's the most obvious keyword. It's the name of the niche. Unfortunately, that's typically not the case because most people don't use Google correctly. Typing weight loss would be really the correct way to search for this information. That's searching for the shortest possible keyword. The truth is that most people use Google as if it was questions into Google, like how do I do at that, or they type long keywords. Okay, does that sound better?
Yeah, it kept. It seems to be you kept going kind of talking? Fuzzy and stuff.
Okay, does that sound better now?
Yeah, it seems to be when you're doing something on the screen.
Okay, cool. I'll try and move the cursor around as little as possible. So the truth is that searching for weight loss would be the best way for people to find their information. However, most people don't do it. Most people search in things like, how do I lose weight? How do I lose weight quickly? How do I drop a dress size? How do I, those kind of questions. So those are probably the best things to type in, although weight loss will work too, and I'm kind of going to start off with that one. I'm going to, oops, I've accidentally clicked weight loss pills. We don't want that because that's not what we're selling. Let's go back to weight loss. There we go.
Your voice keeps getting interrupted, mate.
I'm going to scroll down a bit. I'm going to stop talking while I scroll down.
Seriously, your voice keeps getting interrupted.
Result like number 3 or number 4. Okay, it might be. Oh, David's typed that as well. It could be just, again, the GoToWebinar service can typically kind of hit snags on one end, or it could be my internet playing up or whatever.
It always seems to be when you're doing something on screen.
Okay. Right, we do.
Yeah, again, as you spoke then, as you start, it's as you do stuff on screen.
Problem. Lots of people I know have experienced that when you scroll around a lot, that can occur. The good thing is that I'm recording this on my computer, which means that I'm picking up the audio directly now. So at least if things do get missed or whatever. Oh, I can hear Jonathan breaking up now. I don't know if everybody else can. That would be interesting if other.
Well, I wasn't talking.
People could hear Jonathan breaking up there, and if you could tell me, like him, it's one of my favourite ever comedy acts. Just waiting for this website to load up. This is very slow. If this website takes any longer to load, then we'll scrap it and choose. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this website is called third or maybe fourth result weight loss. So this is just one of millions of websites. Now, you'll see that this is obviously it's called Weight Loss Resources, so that would imply that this website is designed to give resources to help people to lose weight. Now, basically, this website is what we would call an authority site. They've built this with the intention of becoming an authority within the topic or the subject of weight loss, in order to get lots of credibility and lots of authority, so that people will listen to what they say, they will take their advice, and ultimately they will buy their products. Now, you can see up here on the top right, actually, there's a button that says login, and just next to it there's a button that says free trial. So the one thing I want to point out is that probably means that this website sells some kind of membership training product where people can pay on a monthly basis or whatever to get weight loss training tips and advice. So that's the first thing. The first thing is we know that this website is probably selling something, although that's not too important, but it is a bonus. We know that buying visitors, buying customers are landing on this website, and they are spending money whilst they're here. Now you'll notice over here on the right-hand side that there are a couple of what it's called success stories. For example, there's a girl here called Rachel. Says at her heaviest she was 18 stone 5 pounds. Below that is somebody else. Oh, that's below it's the same girl, but having lost. That's how good that is. I couldn't even tell it's the same person. That's the girl below, having lost 7 stone, is now 11 stone. Now, if we were to click on this, it would take us to a case study where we can read all about her and how she lost weight, and then they'll sell us into the idea of becoming a member of this site. So we know that they are actually selling things, but as I said, that's not massively important, but it is a bonus. Now, I've accidentally clicked on that success story, so it's loading it, but that's not too important. As I said, the point is that at least we know that they are actually selling things, and there are lots of other success stories from this program too. So what we know is that this program sells things, and what that probably means is that if they sell things, they probably also have a mailing list. Now, I'm going to shut up again for a second while I scroll up and down the page quickly. I want to quickly look and see if there is a mailing list sign-up box, so I'll just be quiet for 2 seconds. Okay, so I've scrolled down to the bottom of the website. On the bottom, you can see there's the option to sign up to the website to join a free newsletter. Okay, you'll see there's a link there that says join our newsletter. I'm going to click on that, and that will then take us to a page where we can enter our name and email address to join their email list. Here we are, Diet and Fitness Monthly, DFM. DFM brings you in-depth reports and the latest news from the world of diet and fitness, with regular contributions from top dietitians, blah, 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 blah. You get plans, how to add your email address, your postcode, and where you heard about them. Click the submit button and join that person's list. So, what have we learnt by browsing around on this website? Well, we now know that this website are not only on the first page of Google, but are now collecting a list of their website visitors. So we know that they are collecting a list of their website visitors. Now, this means that they may well be willing to promote other products in order to then monetize. This would be a good potential affiliate or a good potential JV partner for Keith or anybody else in the weight loss industry, because this website are going to be regularly looking for products that they can promote in order to, as I said, monetize this newsletter thing. The other thing that's worth mentioning is, if I go back a page, the newsletter is really what you're looking for, but the other thing they have on their blog is you will see that there is a link on that main page to the calorie, carb, and fat diet, and this is a book that they are promoting, and if you were to click on that, it would take you to a page where you can buy it. Now, it may be their own product, but it could also be an affiliate promotion. It's possible that if you were to click on that link and buy this book through their website, either it's theirs and there could also be somebody else's, and they're going to receive a commission. Now, it could, of course, be, again, in which case they'll receive a commission, but of course there's no reason why they wouldn't be willing to promote your product too. The other thing I've just noticed just next to it is this banner here, which says, one tip for a tiny belly: cut down a bit of your belly every day by following this weird old tip. When you click on it, it takes you to that website. You'll notice just above it there's a small text that lost resources. So that tells us that if you type and it's not their product, because it's not our product, so don't blame us effectively. So we know that they're promoting that on their website. So if you give them a good making of money by doing it, then they absolutely will. So now we know two things. We know that, one, they have a blog, so that's all this is. It's just a nice blog. We know that they have a mailing list of people. So there's fundamentally no reason why they couldn't take your product, mail that to their list, and take a commission of any sales they generate. And three, we know that they also have banner advertising on their webpage. You can see there's that one tip for a tiny belly advert. That's all just one solid image from top to bottom, which is promoting an affiliate product. Now, the fourth thing, of course, that we haven't discovered yet, but is feasible, is that they may even be willing to write a blog post giving some information about your product, maybe giving it a review, and then recommending your product at the end of it. So they could write a short 500, 600, maybe 1,000-word blog post on their blog with a review of whatever Keith's product is called, or if you're in the weight loss niche, then whatever your product's called, saying, hey, we're lucky enough to have just checked out this brilliant new weight loss product from Keith Taylor and or Bob Smith or Marjorie Jones or whoever, and it teaches this, this, and this. It's really effective. We think this is really going to help you. This is what it does. This is what it doesn't do. This is all the reasons why you should buy it. And then here's the link to buy it. And then they would put their affiliate link, which means that when people buy that through their link, they would receive their affiliate commission. So that's four things we've discovered about this particular website, and that's three things we know that they could do in order to promote it. They could review it, they could send it out to their mailing list, and they could use banner advertising as well. So what we know is that this website would be a great potential affiliate for your product. Now, basically, that's the quickest way to find potential affiliates. Now, obviously, we haven't contacted them. Oh, you'll also notice there's another banner at the top, which is obviously promoting the same product as the one down the side, and it's obviously got different text on it. So there's no reason why you couldn't convince them to take down one of those adverts and put up yours in its place to see how it goes, and if it goes well, they can leave it. If not, then obviously they'll probably go back to using this one. Now that we are on this website, you need to make a note of it. Now, I want to show you kind of how I make a note of the affiliates that I find. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up, on Mac it's called Numbers, but the PC equivalent of this would be Excel. It's the basic spreadsheet package that comes with computers, or you can get for computers. I'm going to show you what I do in order to, when I'm building my big list of potential affiliates. And this is something that you can begin doing really right away as soon as we come off this webinar. So I'm just waiting for Numbers to open. Bear with me a second, folks. So basically what we're going to do is to make a spreadsheet of all of our potential affiliates. Now don't worry, there's no complicated maths to do or anything like that. Just waiting for it to load up on the webinar screen. It's opened on mine.
It's open here.
Is it come up on yours?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see what we're doing a little bit better, because you'll only need a couple of boxes. So we can delete column A because we don't need like a key column or anything down that side. So what I would do is I would put in the first box, I would put affiliate name, and obviously you can call these whatever you want, but affiliate name. In the second box, I'm going to put affiliate column. We're going to call contact column. We're going to call the fifth column. We're going to call email. What do I always put? Oh yeah, contact number 1. The next one we're going to call contact number 2. There's an optional one, but I'm going to put it in for completeness. Contact number 3. The next one would be called replied. The next one would be called recruited. So, do in order to pop. As I mentioned, the first column, you know that we don't know the name of the site. As I said, it's called Weight Loss Resources, rather than being, Bob Smith's weight loss blog or anything we can actually glean any information from. So we don't know the affiliate name. Although if I did a little more digging around on the website, I probably could find out. So, for example, we've talked in past modules about doing something called IS, which you can do at whois.org. You would search for weightlossresources.co.uk and it would tell you the name of the person that owns it. Now the problem is they can opt out of appearing in that information, so quite regularly you'll find that it's anonymous and it doesn't have their name. Not too much of a problem because you can still find out. So for example, if you click on the About Us tab, this could even potentially give us the name of the weight loss expert that is running this website. So I'll click on the About Us button, see if that comes up with anything. Now the truth is it's not too important right now. It's not too much of an issue if you don't know the name of each of your affiliates, provided you know what their website is, that's on us. But don't spend hours and hours and hours digging around, because a few minutes of looking at a few pages, then that's great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it too much. Don't stress over it too much. Just get the list of other things down. So that About Us page is taking a while to come together. Okay. So it says here that it was founded in 2001. I think it's actually just disappeared. 2001 by somebody called Tracy something or other. There we go. Founded in 2001 by businesswoman Tracy Walton a day, and additionally feature eating advice and tools. To start, that would fundamentally mean that she could still own the website. It's unlikely she still runs the website, but it is possible. So what we can do is, I would probably in this circumstance just leave the affiliate name blank, and we'll find that out when we actually get in touch with them. Oops, I didn't need to open that. I meant to open my spreadsheet. So we're going to leave the affiliate name field blank and instead move on to the affiliate website. Now we can see that the website is called weightlossresources.co.uk. So in the affiliate website field, I'm going to type weightlossresources.co.uk. Again, I'm thinking some people haven't got the webinar screen updated yet, so just do that. There we go. So you can see that the affiliate website is called weightlossresources.co.uk. The next thing we need to look for is a contact email. Now, I didn't immediately see one when I was looking before. Where there's not too much to teach you on this. This is something you kind of just have to kind of roll with and see if you can do it. There is a press office here. You can contact Pat Wilson, who is the press in charge of PR, it would appear. In which case you can press office email address to use, but it is a last resort. So what I'm going to do is I've come down to the bottom to find a Contact Us link. I'm going to click on that link. Hopefully that will give us, it will definitely give us a contact form. So that's the first thing. We'll probably just see a form that you can fill out to send them a message, but there may also be a direct email address, and if there is, then we can absolutely use it. Okay, great. So you can see straight away that there is a general help email, which is helpteam@weightlossresources.co.uk. Now that's weightlossresources.co.uk. Now my temptation, team one first, and if there's a problem with that, or if they reply saying please contact the PR team, then you can try the PR team one instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the general inquiries email address, which is helpteam@weightlossresources.co.uk. I'm going to right click and select copy email address. Then I'm going to come back over to the spreadsheet and I'm going to paste that into the contact email field. So I'll just make that field a bit wider. So what you can now see we've got is the affiliate website and the contact email in the top row of the spreadsheet. Now the next thing would be the contact page. Now this is optional. Basically this is that you've got two options. If there is an email address listed on the website, then you should use that and put that in the contact email field. If there isn't a contact email page, if there isn't a contact email address, then you want to find the contact page. So in our case, that would be this page right here. So sometimes when you land on this contact page, instead of having an email address, they'll have a contact form. So it'll be a simple form with 4 or 5 fields where it'll ask for your name, your email address, maybe your telephone number. You can tell it, it'll say, general comment or something. So you can go ahead and put it into, you go ahead and put your message into that contact form. So if there is a contact email address, great. Take that and put it into the contact email thing. If there isn't, there is a contact form, then you would take the URL of this contact page. So in our case, it's weightlossresources.co.uk/locontact.htm. So an email address is preferable, but lots of websites won't give you that. So if they won't give you that, then instead you want to get the contact web page where there's a contact form instead. If they have both, then make a note of both. So here you can see there is only email addresses, but obviously sometimes there would be an email address and a web form. So if there's just an email address, just take that. If there's just a contact form, then just take the URL of that, the website for that. And if there's both, then take them both. So in this case, there's only an email address, so I'm not going to bother taking the contact page form, the contact page URL, because it makes no difference. So that means we can, in this case, skip the contact page field and move on to the next ones, which you're not actually going to fill out yet, but I'm going to show you what they're for. The next fields say contact 1, contact 2, and contact 3, and these are basically used in order for you to make a note of when you've actually contacted these potential affiliates. So what you would do is you would leave them blank until you have contacted a potential affiliate. When you do, you would put maybe a mark of some description. So I typically would put a Y. So as soon as I've sent the first email, because you're going to send up to 3, which again we'll talk to you about shortly. As soon as you've sent the first email inviting them to promote, you would put a Y for yes, or even just the word yes, but I usually just use the word Y, into contact number 1. Now, if they reply to you and say, well, yes or no, so if they actually reply to your email and say, yes, I'd love to promote your product, or no, I don't think this is for me, or yes, potentially, but can I have some more information, you would put the Y into the replied box, so you know that they have also replied. If they don't reply, then what you might want to do is a week later send them a second email, and when you sent them the second email, you would put a Y into that box. If they reply to that one, then you would go ahead and put a Y into the replied box. If they don't reply, then maybe a week later you might want to give them one final email, and literally I usually start with something like, hey, I noticed you, I emailed you this last week, I noticed you didn't reply. If you could hit reply to say yes or no, just so I know you've read this email. If you say no, I won't bother you about this again. Thanks very much for your time, I really appreciate it. Talk soon, Bob, or whatever. When you sent that email, you would put a Y for yes, and if they reply, then you would put a Y for yes. So preferably, you would send them the first email and they would immediately reply, but as quite as often is the case, they may miss the email, it could go to their spam box, all sorts of things could happen to get in the way of that occurring, in which case you might need to send a couple of follow-up emails. But the ideal situation is that they would actually reply to your first message. So as I said, you don't need to fill this in yet, so I'm just going to delete those Ys. The next field is called recruited, and basically this is something to say not only have they replied, but they've also said, yes, I want to promote, and they've got all of the things that they need to do it. So they've signed up to promote you. They've opened a ClickBank account if they didn't already have one. They have got your affiliate tools if they're ready, if they want them. So for example, one of the things we're going to talk about as you wrap up all of this process is giving your affiliates things that they can use to promote your product. For example, emails they can send to their list, blog posts they can put on their blog, reviews of your product they can put on your blog or on their general websites. So other things that they can use, or banners, for example, things they can use to easily promote your products. So again, if they have got their link and they've got their ClickBank account and they've got all the things that they would need, then you would put a Y into the recruited box. They are effectively signed up and ready to promote. And finally, when they've actually mailed your product, written about it on their blog, put a banner on their website, when they've done something proactive in order to drive people to your website, then you can put a Y into the promoted box as well, so that you've made a note of the fact they have actually done something with it. So does all of that make sense as to why you would need to use those various fields and what they're there for? Arjan says, why did you open this website? Is it random? Did you mean the weight loss product, or?
Yeah, it went up at the time you were looking at the blog page, and I answered saying, yes, it was random. And it was just a case of you were lucky basically finding one. Otherwise, the point is when you're doing that searching, some of the ones you find will not have the stuff that Rob then went on to speak about. So obviously you probably wouldn't bother contacting them.
You what, sorry?
Did you get any of that?
Yeah, sort of, but it was you've got very, very quiet.
Well, basically I did reply to that saying that it was random, but fortunately it had the info we were looking for. If it hadn't have done, as some of the sites you'll find when you go on that search won't have, then you wouldn't end up filling in the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, absolutely. You will find that generally, you will find websites that don't have any of the things we want them to do, in which case you would skip them. I got really lucky. The first one I clicked on, it did look, I had a bit of a hunch about it. It looked likely to have something. So I clicked on it and it happened to have all of the things I wanted. It has blog posts, it has a mailing list, it has banner ads. If it didn't have any of those things, if it's got one of those things, they're still a potential affiliate. If it doesn't have those things, then you just close the website and you keep looking. Arjan says you could also put the date in the contact field. Yep, you absolutely could. Where it says contact 1, 2, and 3, you could also make a note of what date you emailed them. I never thought of that, so thank you. That's something I can use myself. You could also put the date that you contacted them.
It just requires more typing. So for those who are lazy and want it quick, the letter Y is a lot easier, or the letter M for no.
Yeah, if you do want to put in what date you've contacted them, just so you're not contacting them, months apart or days apart, and you want to just leave it about a week, then you could also put that as well. So yeah, you could. Yeah, so that's the only reason I chose that website, just because it looked like it had all of the various things that I would want from a website. Sorry I didn't reply to that quicker. My question box hadn't fully loaded. So that's that. So that's all the fields that you would kind of need. And obviously on some things you'll only have an email address, sometimes you'll have the name, sometimes you'll have some websites will have a support desk, which is where you need to go and submit a support ticket. Now that's what customers would typically use to access their customer support team. If that's the case, then make a note of that, because that's a good way for you to get in touch with a marketer, is to go via the support desk. Just as if you had bought a product from them and you needed customer support, you would go through their support desk, except instead of being a customer, you're a potential affiliate looking for a joint venture partner. So that's the spreadsheet that I recommend that you make use of. Now I'm going to go back to the website. I'm going to go back to the Google search. So just bear with me for a second. Oh, too far. There we go. So we're back on Google, back on the results. So we found the first potential affiliate already. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go through. I'm not going to go through in that much detail again, because you don't need to. You now understand that. I'm going to pick a different random website and show you again the same thing. So you can see the next website down is sainsburysdiet.co.uk. Now that's probably not going to be a potential affiliate, to the point I'm not even going to bother looking, because typically what they're going to be selling is the Sainsbury's diet range of foods and all the rest of it. So that is just Sainsbury's, a very clever marketing department, saying, hey, people want to lose weight, people are conscious about what they eat when it comes to losing weight. If we put together a website all about, if you're not in the UK, by the way, Sainsbury's is a major supermarket chain. Grocery store, I don't know what you call them in America, a major supermarket chain selling food. So they've had a really clever idea to put together sainsburysdiets.co.uk, giving their potential customers good ideas, healthy eating and weight loss support, along with, it says, diet plans and delicious recipes. Well, you can damn well bet that when you look at a recipe, it's going to recommend all the food you're going to get. It'll probably even tell you how much it is and where your nearest Sainsbury's is, where you can go and buy it right away. So that website is purely put together to help boost their branding as a company, and isn't going to be much use to you. They're not going to promote your stuff. The next link down, there's some news items here, so you can skip those. But the next one down says Holland and Barrett. Now again, I think they're a worldwide company, but I'm not sure. Holland and Barrett are they sell health supplies and supplements and things. Natural weight loss aids. Again, that's just their website where they're selling their products. So again, you can skip over that. The next one says slimmingsolutions.co.uk, respected informative weight loss company selling slimming loss pills and tablets. So I'm going to click on here out of interest. One thing that it's worth noting is that your best potential affiliates are often the ones who are also selling competing products. Now, this is a kind of an illogical step, if you like. Most people wouldn't think this, but most kind of small to mid-sized companies who are selling products that are competing with you are potentially your best affiliates. So, for example, obviously Jonathan and I sell hypnosis training products. That's it. We have a range of hypnosis training products, and we sell those. That's one of our kind of niche businesses. But if an affiliate has their own hypnosis training product and they
Seem to have lost you. You were breaking up, quite a lot of gaps, and now we can't hear a single thing. Just as a matter of interest in the box, can everyone hear me, Jonathan Royle, speaking? If you can, just type yes.
This product, if people, so we took that, we mailed it to our list.
Good.
Despite the fact that I guess they are competing with you,
Rob.
The truth is, people looking for information are typically looking for more than one solution to their problem. It's just something that...
Rob,
far. People who are looking to do something will always be looking
There's something
for the
seriously
next golden
wrong.
magic bullet. That's an unfortunate. So just because.
For fuck's sake, Rob, listen to me.
Yeah.
There's something seriously wrong. You keep breaking up. You keep disappearing. For a long time, you were totally not there. So I made sure that people could hear me because they responded to me on screen saying they could. And you basically then suddenly voice reappeared and you were mid-sentences. So clearly you hadn't even heard me speaking to everyone, asking them if they could hear me, which they could. There's something seriously wrong coming from your end. I'm working out that it's from your end because everyone responded that they could hear me talking.
Right.
When we lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Well, you've got echo galore as well. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with your mic or your computer. Because otherwise people would be having the same exact problem with me. If it was the webinar service, I'd be breaking up for everyone. Yes. Somebody, I think Rob's Wi-Fi is way too slow. I said, yeah, it could be. That's a damn sight better audio. That sounds an awful lot better, an awful lot clearer. It sounds entirely different, just like Keith Taylor's book, than it did before. Whichever computer you were using last time and whichever mic, I wouldn't be using them in future. We can hear you again. Yeah. Yeah. I don't recall hearing you say anything about that. No, I probably came in trying to tell you that your sound was breaking up. Time.
The last thing you'll notice I've done is I've gone back and I've picked a different result on Google. So instead of being on the website we were on, I've now gone on to slimmingsolutions.co.uk, a different website. Now, one of the things I was saying was that, or the main point I wanted to make, and obviously when people watch the recording of this back, they'll have all of the audio regardless of which microphone I use, because I'm recording directly from here rather than from, I'm recording from source rather than from the webinar. So, as I was saying, basically, one of your best potential affiliates, believe it or not, is your competitor. Now, I know that sounds a little bit unusual, but that's absolutely the case. And this is probably one of the only industries where that would be true. You know, you don't see major companies promoting each other. But the truth is that when it comes to internet marketing, your best affiliates can often be the people you're competing against. Now, the reason for that is that typically when people are looking for to achieve a kind of an outcome on something, they'll typically do pretty much anything they can, and they will always be looking for the next magic golden bullet. They're always looking for the next thing that's going to help them improve their lives more. So, for example, obviously one of the major niche businesses that Jonathan and I have is the hypnosis training niche. We sell hypnosis training products on the internet. But from time to time, and it's only happened once in as long as I can remember, but from time to time we would consider promoting other people's products. Now, the reason we don't do it very often is because our products pretty much cover everything you could want to learn about hypnosis. The reason I say pretty much is just in case, but I can't think of much else. Now, the only reason that we would promote somebody else's product is if we looked at it, thought it was absolutely great, and thought that it would be good additional reading or additional viewing or additional listening for our subscribers and customers. So, and plus the other thing is there are people who for whatever reason won't respond to our advertising materials but would respond to somebody else's. That's just life, and that's the way life is. So one of the things that we do, oh that's fine, everyone else is saying that this is what I was talking about, so we should be on the right track. So basically, what that means is that if somebody else is selling weight loss products and you're selling weight loss products, the truth is that people are fairly likely to buy them both. Just because they've bought somebody else's weight loss product, that doesn't remotely mean that they won't also buy your products, because people are always looking to further their education. They're always looking to improve their life even more. They're always looking, unfortunately, human nature forces people to always look for the next fastest, biggest, quickest, most impressive solution. So however good the one they've bought is, they're always looking for something else too. And you can capitalize on that kind of human trait of human nature. So this website here is called slimmingsolutions.co.uk, and they will result something like 7 or result 8 on the search for weight loss. And what you can see is they actually sell weight loss pills. Now that's an entirely different weight loss sort of solution, or weight loss treatment, if you like, to what we're offering. So, for example, Keith, I'm presuming, is offering a hypnotherapy MP3 or an NLP MP3 or whatever, whereas this is selling physical, through the mail treatments. But that's not to say they wouldn't be willing to promote yours too. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly look for a contact page. Just bear with me for a second. I'm going to shut up while I do it. Okay, down at the bottom, you'll see there's a link that says contact. So I'm going to click on that link, and then this will take us to the contact page. Now you'll notice over there on the right hand side, there's also a newsletter which says sign up for free weight loss offers. So we know that they're also building a mailing list of customers. So that's one thing. We know that they're selling things because it's an actual this is an actual online shop. So we know that much. 2, we know that they're building a mailing list of people that don't buy anything, because there's a box there where they can enter their email address. And 3, there is also a contact page with an email address on it. So you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential email addresses, although actually 3 of them are the same. Anne-Marie appears to do a lot of work at Slimming Solutions. So it says for order inquiries, you would contact Anne-Marie at Slimming Solutions. For general inquiries, it would be inquiries at Slimming Solutions. For product information, it's Anne-Marie, etc., etc. So in this circumstance, I would actually contact 2 of those email addresses. I would contact the general inquiries email address, and I would also contact the trade email address. Typically, that trade email address will be used with regards to their suppliers, people who are offering to supply them products, people who are supplying them products, or people who want to supply their products. So I would recommend, but it's also, we are talking a business-to-business transaction here, so it would be worth contacting that email address too. Chances are it will probably go to that same office, which is actually, I actually know where that is. That's not too far from where I used to live. But you could actually contact both of those email addresses, and then the relevant person will then get back to you. Now, if you ever do contact the wrong email address, you will quite often find that whichever department you do contact will reply, just to be polite really, and tell you where to redirect your message, just to make sure that it gets read by somebody. Nobody wants to be the person that missed out on the deal of a lifetime. So everybody will at some point, just rather than just saying no, most of the time they'll say, oh, sorry, you've got the wrong department, you need to email Jennifer in the inquiries department, and you can just send it there. But this is probably a fairly small 2 to 3 person business anyway. So that's a second potential affiliate found. So again, you could very easily go through, fill out their details in the spreadsheet. Again, we don't necessarily have a name, although we know that there is somebody there called Anne-Marie, and we know there's someone called Sarah. So if you were to email either of those email addresses, then of course you could go through and you could fill out that name in the spreadsheet if you wanted to. So basically, that's kind of, I'm not going to do it with any other websites. You'll kind of get the idea now. That's the first method of finding potential affiliates. Now, the good thing about these affiliates, the affiliates you will find using this method, is that you know they already have the infrastructure in place to promote your product. You know that they already have what I call the kind of the profit platform. You know that they've got a website, potentially with banners and mailing list. You know that they have the power to get your product in front of eyeballs. But more importantly than that, you also know that they are on the first kind of, I would look for the first 10 pages of Google. You know that they're on the first, say, 10 pages of Google, so you know their website is probably getting a lot of traffic. You know, the term weight loss gets, you know, 10, I don't know what the number is, but tens or even hundreds of millions of searches every month. So that if even a small percentage of people are landing on these websites, then you absolutely know that they are getting traffic. And usually the first 10 pages will obviously get the most traffic. You know, they get a reasonable amount, and then it drops considerably when you get to page 11. So it is worth looking through page 11 onwards, because those affiliates may have big mailing lists. They might not have big ongoing traffic, but they may have big mailing lists and therefore the ability to drive traffic en masse. So it is worth looking from page 11, even a page 100 onwards, but you will find fewer and fewer results that look worth contacting. So you need to go through and basically fill out that spreadsheet with these affiliates, and I'm going to tell you what to do with them in just a second. But first I want to talk you through the second method of finding these potential affiliates, and that is by looking on ClickBank. Now obviously we talked about ClickBank 2 weeks ago when we talked about actually getting your product set up for sale there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the ClickBank website, which is just loading now. And we're going to look, again, as I've just mentioned, we're going to look for your competing products. We're going to look for the products that are currently competing against yours. Now, I actually recommend that you spy on these products as regularly as possible anyway, because typically they will give you a really good idea of things that you can nick, or swipe, if you like. It's a really good idea to always be on the ball and look at what your competitors are doing in terms of their kind of marketing practices, because obviously you can always look to steal things and take ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the marketplace link, which is up here at the top. You may remember this, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to look for the kind of category and subcategory that your product would fit into. So again, you would do this for your own product. We're just using weight loss because it was a random example. I picked Keith, I asked him what his product is, and now I'm effectively kind of building his potential campaign right in front of him. So you guys can do exactly the same thing with your niche business. Arjan says, ClickBank is in English. Most products are in English too. There are not many Dutch affiliates there. Okay, well, the first thing is, you kind of need to play to the market. So a couple of okay, how can I put it?
It doesn't matter where your affiliates are from. It doesn't matter what nationality they are, where they're located. It really doesn't matter in the slightest. As long as you find people who've already started building up mailing lists, you'll make sales. Geographics doesn't come into it.
The only reason that would be an issue is if Arjun has made his product in Dutch, in which case obviously it's only people who are from Holland or speak Dutch that would be any use. If I sell Dutch hypnosis CDs. The truth is, right there, you obviously have cut your marketplace down. To my knowledge, only people in the Netherlands actually speak Dutch. I don't think there's any other countries around the world that speak Dutch as their first language. Like, I know that obviously some languages like Portuguese are spoken in parts of Africa.
I would right here, right now, strongly recommend Arjun, essentially getting them translated, and even if you're not wonderful at English,
and your written English is pretty good, so
English, and if you're not, get a voiceover artist from somewhere like Elands to do them. Much better. By all means, offer alternative languages. So you could offer on a sales page, you could download this in Dutch if you want, and if you wanted to, perhaps even get some of the bigger nationalities languages like German is used in. It's a universal language. There's so many countries that speak German. So it could be worth getting stuff translated into that and offering different language options. But by far, you should be selling a product in English because it's the biggest spoke language in terms of people that are likely to see a website and buy stuff. I just clarify it by saying that because no doubt if you got into real specialist websites and stuff, you'd want some form of Chinese or something translation. But in terms of general internet marketing, you want stuff in English, otherwise you're well limited in your sales.
I've just done a quick search on it out of interest. According to Wikipedia, and I'm very aware you can't trust everything they say, but according to Wikipedia, the current estimated population of Holland is 16.7 million. So obviously it's a lot of people, but when you look at the grand scheme of the world, it's not. So you can offer your products in more than one language, and there are internet marketers who specialize in one particular language. But usually they are marketers who are very skilled at driving traffic themselves, where affiliates aren't really a big deal. There are a lot of products on ClickBank which are in Spanish, because again, Spanish is spoken in large parts of the world. So I've just spent a week in Miami, and I didn't realize there are more people in Florida speak Spanish than English, despite the fact it being an English-speaking country. So obviously that now I understand why Spanish is such a big deal on ClickBank and all these other things. But for a less well spoken language, so obviously again, as I mentioned, Portuguese, for example, is spoken in different parts of Africa and various other parts of the world. But obviously, as far as I know, Dutch is only spoken in Holland. So again, you are cutting down your marketplace. Now, obviously, if you're offering more than one language, potentially you are then increasing your marketplace. If you're selling 5 different languages, but I would recommend you start with English. The other thing, of course, is that although I'm about to show you how to use ClickBank to get your affiliates, if you put this up there in Dutch, there will be some affiliates that will be able to drive Dutch traffic. For example, when you're in Holland, if you go to Google, it will automatically, or should, take you to Google.nl, I think it is, whatever the Dutch extension of Google of the .com is. And when you search, Google will intelligently pull in local Dutch results before it pulls in as well. It'll mix them in with the English ones, with the worldwide English ones. So there will be affiliates who are very good at using Google to create review websites and all sorts of other things, who can promote your product exclusively to people who are searching in Holland, but they are few and far between. So, of course, if you were to go to the Dutch Google and search for whatever your keyword is, weight loss, smoking, phobias, whatever, you will also find Dutch websites about those topics. So websites like the ones I've shown you, but in Dutch. And what you can do is then contact them and use those as your main affiliates. So all I'm doing is I'm giving you all of the possible options. You can use the ones that work best for you. So my favourite solution is to search Google and find the most popular websites who are building lists and have blogs and have banner adverts and things. The second option, so this is kind of really just a kind of a backup option, is to look on ClickBank to find your competitors. So I hope that kind of makes sense. With that said, let's move on. I realise that was a wordier answer than I intended to give. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the category related to weight loss, which is health and fitness. And then I'm going to look for the subcategory, which, according to ClickBank, is diets and weight loss. I'm sure we'd agree that that is the most apt subcategory. So I'm going to click on the diets and weight loss link, and just wait for that to load. There we go. So right now, this has displayed 524 results. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that's 524 different marketers. There will be some marketers on here who have more than one weight loss product, although they will be few and far between. You are probably talking somewhere in the realms of 300 to 500 different marketers here, all offering their weight loss products. And as I've kind of mentioned, despite the fact that these people are your competitors, they are also your potential joint venture partners, and often they are your best joint venture partners, because these people are already known, liked and trusted by their customers. The list they will have built will be primarily made up of customers rather than of people who've just put their email address in to get something for free. And a customer list is always a higher quality list than just a general kind of prospect list, if you like. So these people are definitely your best potential affiliates, because then you know they've got products that are selling. So we're going to start with this first one, which you can see is called the fat loss factor. I'm going to click on that link, which will take me to the sales page for the fat loss factor. Just waiting for that to load up now. And I think I've seen this website before, so if I have, then there's a video on it, which I'm going to pause pretty quickly before it starts talking at us. Just waiting for it to load in. That's the video that's about to load. Again, folks, I haven't gone quiet. Well, I have gone quiet, but it's not the computer breaking this time. I'm just waiting for this page to load without the video. There we go. So this is the page loaded. There's a video playing in here, which I'm trying desperately to pause, but it's not letting me. But that's okay. But I've muted that computer, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. Below that then is some information, but basically what they've done is they've replaced the sales letter that we typically use with a sales video instead, but you'll still get the idea of what I'm talking about. This is a page which is selling a weight loss product called the fat loss factor. Now if I scroll down to the bottom, you will see there is a link at the very bottom of that page which says contact us. So I'm going to click on the Contact Us link, and basically all products selling on ClickBank, by the rules of ClickBank, have to have their contact details at the bottom. Now this website's actually breaking those rules. You are supposed to have the contact email address itself at the bottom of the page. They don't have that, so they're being very naughty. However, there's still a link to their contact page, so that's not too much of a problem. Now, as I mentioned, one thing that you will find a lot is people are using a support desk rather than a contact email address. So you can see that that is the case here. This is their support desk. This is what you get to when you click on the contact link. And basically this little system here is designed so that people can submit a ticket, or open a support ticket, if you like, if they have a problem with the website, or if maybe they've bought the product and they can't download it, or anything like that. If there's any technical problems at all, they just create an account with this support desk, submit a support ticket, and that way it's very easy for the marketer to keep track of that particular support request and keep everything nice and simple. So basically, this is the quickest way. We now know that this is the quickest way to get in touch with this marketer, and we know that because it's the method that he's using for customer support. So basically, customers are the most important part of any business, and therefore, if this is the method they're using for customers to get in touch, this must be the most efficient way to get in touch with them. So all you would do is you would come up here to click on Submit a Ticket. You would click on that link, and then you would follow through the process of contacting that person, and basically it would just be like emailing them or filling out a contact form, except instead of doing that, you're going through this special support desk software. So what I would do is I would add this person into my spreadsheet. You can see there's actually two people running the website. There's somebody called Dr. Charles DC and somebody called Laurie A. So what I would do is in the name field, I would put the word Charles and Laurie. In the affiliate website, you would put fatlossfactor.com. Now, we don't have an email address for them. There isn't one listed, so you can leave that bit blank. The contact page, well, we know that that is fatlossfactor.com/support. We know that that's just the URL to their support desk. And that's all you need to put in for now. So what you can see is now we've found 2 potential affiliates in the weight loss niche. We found one at weightlossresources.co.uk, for which we have an email address. We found one at fatlossfactor.com, for which we have a link to their support desk. So those are 2 really good examples. They are very, very different in terms of what information they give you readily. One gave you an email address, one gave you a support desk. But now you can see how I would fill in the spreadsheet given each of those possible options. So what you would now do is go through this on a mass scale and find as many potential affiliates as you possibly can. So potentially you could find 100 affiliates or 1,000 affiliates. Depends how much time you've got. I recommend going through, filling out this form, this spreadsheet, until you have 50 to 100 affiliates, and then you can go ahead and start doing it. Now, Jared says, is that spreadsheet open in OpenOffice? No, this is open in Numbers, which is a program for Mac. It's a little bit like Excel or OpenOffice, but it's designed for Apple Mac. However, obviously, if you're on a PC, then you can use Microsoft Excel. If you are on a PC or a Mac, but you don't have Excel or Numbers, then you can use OpenOffice, which has a built-in word processing package, a built-in slideshow package like PowerPoint, and also a built-in spreadsheet package too, like Excel. So yeah, I'm using Numbers, but you can also use Excel or OpenOffice. So basically what you would do is go through and fill out this spreadsheet till you've got kind of 50 to 100 potential affiliates. Once you've got those affiliates in place, you then have to go through the system of actually contacting your affiliates. So as I said, part 1 is to find your potential affiliates, and those are my top 2 ways of doing it. You want to find the authority websites. You want to find the websites that are selling products like yours, whether they're big, little, whether they're expensive, whether their products are expensive or cheap. You just want to find anybody who has a website or has a web presence within your particular niche. You want to look for people who own. You want to look for forums. Potentially, people who own forums may even mail all of their forum members about your product. That's less likely, but it is possible. And you should join those forums anyway and just make some general discussion to get your name known, which is something we talked about last week. Last week. So you want to look for any kind of big authority-looking websites within your niche. Now, as soon as you've got your sort of collection of 50 to 100 of those particular potential affiliates, the next bit, as I mentioned, would be to contact them. So how do you contact them? Well, some of them you've got an email address for, and some of them you've got a contact page or a support desk for. So you might have a form or a support desk you can open a ticket on. And basically, whichever is the case, the process is pretty similar. You need to write a very short email, and by short I mean literally 2 or 3 paragraphs at most. This is where most people go wrong. They write an email and send it to their affiliates, which is almost like a sales letter in itself. I receive so many affiliate JV proposals on a weekly basis, and a lot of them are really badly written, so they literally try and sell me the product almost. Obviously they're not trying to sell me the product, but they could tell me so much about it that it would take me an hour to read all the damn thing, and then when I get to the end it's kind of like, well, I've lost kind of interest. So it's better, rather than trying to generate an affiliate sign up immediately, it's better to try and recruit some kind of general interest first. So you're trying to it's a bit like sales. It's trying to kind of gain a lead rather than gain a kind of a complete sign up. So my emails would typically be something like the following. It would say something like, hey Jeff. Now, if you don't have their name, as you'll notice on this first website, we don't have their name, I would literally just put hey there, or hi, or hello, or to whom it may concern. That's a little bit too formal for me, but hey, hello, hi, something like that. If you do have their name, then you would put hi Bob, or hi Jeff, or hi Sue. In this case, the 2 kind of characters running the site are Charles and Laurie. Now, the issue is we don't actually know whether they're real people or not because we've never heard of them. So it's possible that that is just a pen name of a marketer who is using that as a front. There are a few weight loss products I've seen where 2 people appear to be running it, a bloke and a woman, and they're always people who've had tremendous success with weight loss. So that may well be a marketing angle. It may well be a 40-stone bloke who's a very clever marketer who is running this with, Charles and Lobby, or Bob and Sheila, or Jeff and Alison, or whatever, as the kind of the characters or the owners of the website. But the problem is we don't know whether that's the case or not. There's no way we can know. And obviously some of them will be real and legit. So what I recommend doing is that in this circumstance, you would put... Sorry, I've just had a quick yawn there. That's me not quite over jet lag. In that circumstance, I would put, in this case rather, I would put, hi, or hello, Charles, Laurie, and team. Okay? So I'd put, hi, Charles, Laurie, and team. Or, hi, Bob and team. Or, hi, Alison and team. Or, hi, Jeff and Sue and team. Jeff, Sue, and team. So whatever it is, you would put the name of whoever appears to run the website and then just follow it up with "and team." That way, if this hasn't gone directly to them, if they're a big deal, then it may have gone to their support staff. In which case, their support staff will still feel that you are referring to them in the opening. So hi to Charles and team, or Charles, Laurie, and team. My name is, Keith Taylor, or Bob Smith, or Robert Temple, or whatever. My name is whoever. I'm a marketer and hypnotist, and hypnotist, and weight loss expert from the United Kingdom. I'm just putting the finishing touches onto blah, 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 my fantastic, blah, 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 blah. Just big it up as much as you can. I'm not going to spiel that off for you because you'll end up typing exactly what I say if I give you the exact words to use. My adjective, weight loss program. It's designed to help XYZ. It's aimed at such and such a person of such and such an age. I think this will really help your website visitors, your subscribers, and your customers. Plus, I'm offering a very generous commission scheme too. I think there could be some great work we could do together. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you. If you're interested in learning more, hit reply and I'll tell you everything, and I'll send over everything you need to know. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Your name. So it's literally just a couple of paragraphs. You don't need to tell them everything there is to know about the product. All you need them to do is to opt in and say they're interested. By opt in, I don't mean put their email address in or anything. I just mean hit reply, tell you that they're interested, and then you can send them the full blurb. Okay. So if they reply and say yes, I'm interested, then you would just tick the yes. You just tick the first contact box. Now, if they don't reply to that, then a week later, you would follow up with a second email or a second support ticket, and you'd say, hey again, something like, hey again, it's Bob or Jeff or Keith or whoever. Hey, it's me again. Just a quick update to let you know that XYZ product is almost finished and will be launching soon. I really think that your customers, your prospects are going to like this. I did mention it to you last week, but I know how busy you are. Maybe you didn't quite get a chance to reply yet. So I wanted to make sure that you did see this. XYZ, you can earn such and such a commission, 50% on this product sale, and I think it's going to convert really, really well. I think your list are going to love it. So that is their second opportunity to then reply to you and find out more. But basically, whichever one they reply to, as soon as they reply, you would then hit them back and give them, not hit them, but hit them back up and give them all of the information they requested, such as, what the name of the product is, what it consists of, what customers get when they buy it, etc., etc., etc. Now, the reason we do it this way around is that if you send them all of that information at once, one, it's too much for them to read and absorb very easily. Two, they may well read all of that and think, well, it sounds alright, but I'm not really sure that's going to fit my list. Whereas if you just get in touch with them and say, I've got this thing, I think you'll like it, hit reply for more information, that will invoke curiosity. That you haven't scared them off because you haven't told them much detail yet, so they don't know whether it's going to be good, bad, or indifferent. They don't know whether they're going to want to promote it, but at the same time, they don't know that they don't want to promote it. So they've at least kind of given you the time of day. So now when you reply, if they read through all of that information and they're not interested and they opt out, at least you know that they gave it some thought, at least you know they've been through it, and also you'll be able to find out what the sticking points were. Why were they fundamentally interested until you gave them all of the information, and then you can even ask them, what was it about this promotion that turned you off? Why isn't this for your list? because they will give you the valuable information you need with regards to why they didn't promote it, and then you can use that in future for contacting other affiliates. So you can contact other affiliates but maybe miss that section out, or reword that section, or do something in order to make sure that the second affiliate is more likely to take it. So it's kind of failing forward and learning from your mistakes. So you definitely want to keep the first email as short as possible. It also means that people are more likely to read it and remain stimulated and interested. All they have to do is hit reply, ask for more information, and then you can send it to them. Now basically the process of contacting your affiliates is pretty much just a case of copying and pasting that message. What I'll do is in the members area, I will dig out the one that I use most often, and I'll go through it and I'll just replace the obvious sentences with blanks so that you can go through and just fill out the blanks. And so that you're not copying ours directly, but you're using it as a basis, as a leverage point for your own. And I'll put that into the members area along with the recording of this webinar. So that way you can download it, you can go through and kind of do that. Basically, that's the only way there is to contact affiliates. You have to just go through and with brute force and time, go through and email them via their Facebook, and you can dig out all the possible contact entry points. You can go via email, you can go via telephone if they give you a telephone address. Now, you can go through their customer support desk, you can go through a contact form, you can go through their blog, you can go through their Twitter page even. You can do all sorts of different things to get in touch with them, but you have to be aware that you probably will face the gatekeepers. You probably will face the people who are their secretaries, their PAs, their support staff. You will face those people, and you won't always get directly through to the marketer. When you do, that's great. When you don't, you just have to make sure that you ask that support person to forward the I'm not boring myself, don't worry. You have to ask that person to put that information forward to the marketer or whoever is in charge of email promotions or affiliate promotions. You have to make sure that gets in front of their face, and that's why I kind of recommend you contacting them up to 3 times. The third email would pretty much be a copy of the first 2 emails, but at the top I would put something like please do hit reply either way, even if you're not interested, and let me know, just so that I know you've seen this and I won't bother you again. Typically, you will almost always get a reply to that because people think, well, he's emailed me twice, he's going to keep emailing me. Well, he's emailed me 3 times, he's going to keep emailing me if I don't say no. And if they're genuinely not interested, they will just tell you. That way you're not wasting your time continually emailing them. One other point I meant to put in there, in the recruited box, if they email you back and say, no, sorry, we're not interested, we don't want to promote this, I recommend putting an N for no, so that you know that they are not worth following up with again. So if they've replied, you would put a yes. If they've said yes, and they've actually kind of asked for all the information they need in order to promote it, then you can put a Y in the recruited box. But if they haven't, then I'd recommend you put an N in there. If you want to, you can also color code this. So, for example, instead of using letters, you could fill it with color, which is even quicker than typing. For example, you could put the yes box to green and the no box to red, and then you could use Arjan's idea and put a date in there instead. That gives you a bit of a better idea as to what's happening from a visual perspective, rather than just doing it kind of by sight. You don't have to go through and just like read every nitty-gritty detail. You just glance at it and you can instantly see what's occurring, who's interested, who's not, who's on the radar, who's off the radar. So basically, your kind of task for the next week is pretty much to go through, make yourself a spreadsheet like this one. If you want to, I can I can make you a blank one like this and put it in the members area. Alternatively, you can just watch the recording of this back, which will be, now that we've got the members area, I'll make sure to get this recording up before any of the others, because this is something you can start doing immediately right now. Whatever stage your product's at, you can immediately start finding affiliates, even if you don't want to contact them just yet. The more affiliates you have to contact, and the more affiliates that you actually get in touch with, the more potential affiliates will sign up, and the more potential affiliates will promote you, and therefore the more potential sales you will generate. I cannot stress this enough. Even in my business now, one of our ongoing tasks is that every single week, to the point that I'm about to recruit a joint venture manager, someone who can actually do this full time. Their full-time job will be to look for, contact and recruit affiliates and then work with our affiliates on an ongoing basis. Now, obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing that until you've built kind of a 6 or 7 figure company, but you can do that yourself right now. On a weekly basis, allocate some time every single week that you will use to go through and religiously, so actually put it into your calendar, actually schedule that as time that you will go through and look for new affiliates and fill in this particular spreadsheet. And make sure that you do it, because as I said, if you have 10,000, if you contact 10,000 affiliates and you get 1,000 affiliates to sign up, and then 500 of those affiliates will actually bother to promote you, that's going to get you much better results than if you find 100 potential affiliates, you get 10 of those affiliates to sign up and 50 of them promote you. So literally, it is just a numbers game. The more affiliates promote you, and the bigger the affiliates, with the bigger the lists, with the more traffic, the more affiliates you have promoting you, the more money you will absolutely make. So that's kind of the system that I use when it comes to going.
Can I chuck in some stuff?
Sorry?
There?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna wrap up this little section. That's the system that I personally use to go through and find affiliates, and that's where I wanted to ask Jonathan if he has anything to add in terms of finding affiliates, because Jonathan is one of the driving forces when it comes to affiliate recruitment in our hypnosis training niche business. So I'm really interested to hear his kind of take on that.
We'll use the weight loss again as an example. I can't share with you on screen, but essentially, if you went to Google, rather than just putting the terms weight loss in, if that was the niche, save yourself a load of time, because Rob's already identified that people who run blogs are quite often people who quite often, they already are monetizing their blog, or if they've got a blog, it's quite easy to dangle them the carrot they may not have thought of making money from their blog. So rather than just type in weight loss in, type in weight loss and then BLOGS, blogs. You search for that and it filters out all the other crap. And looking at it now, every single one of the results on the first page and the second page are all quite clearly bloggers blogging about it. Every single result is a potential affiliate. Obviously you'd use your own niche keywords, but sticking with weight loss, as well as the word blogs, you may have to weight loss but blogger, B-L-O-G-G-E-R, so it's weight loss blogger, search, and some of them are the same as came up before, but there are some different ones coming up in the top 10 on page 1 and also on page 2, which is important because that means they're going to shop at different places for what different members of the public might be looking for. If they're looking for a weight loss blog or what have you, you want people who are high up because they're getting lots of traffic. And also because you're looking for people to be basically getting paid affiliate commissions from you. And as Rob's already identified, people who are in competition are quite often good people to be your affiliates, and not all of them will, who've got products on sale, not all of them will have their products on ClickBank. Some people use affiliate tracking software they've purchased, so the only way you're going to find them is literally type in weight loss affiliate program, search for them, and it comes up with, there's some crap in there, but anything that clearly says weight loss affiliate program, what are the best weight loss affiliate programs, diet and weight loss affiliate programs, they stand out a mile. The ones that are either guiding you in the direction of people who offer them, or are looking for them, or are saying go to these sites because they offer them. So it speeds it down. I mean, this here, what are the best, by searching for weight loss affiliate program, after the paid for crap at the top where people have done paid to click, literally it's like the third entry down is a link to an internet marketing forum called thewarriorforum.com, where someone's asked what are the best weight loss affiliate programs, and I go on there and sure enough there's all manner of different people giving responses. Generally, that they're trying to plug their products, because the Warrior Forum, WARRIORFORUM.com, which is, you know, probably worth you joining. You will find people on there that are they're all internet marketers. Rob will talk a little bit more about that shortly, I'm sure. But it gives you an idea that by putting in different terms at the top, you can speed up your finding people. So you want bloggers, you want blogs, you want people who offer affiliate programs. That speeds up that side of things. Also, I found Facebook to be good. If you got a Facebook account, if you search Facebook groups, I'll give you the names of a few example groups that you can start with, but I'm not going to give you them all. You've got to put a bit of leg work even. But there are groups called things such as Affiliate Marketing Review, Affiliate Marketing. In fact, there's numerous groups called Affiliate Marketing. They've got the same group name, but they're different groups, so you've got to join all the separate ones. There's ones called Internet Marketing, Make Money Online. There's tons of them called Internet Marketing that you can join. There's ones called Share Your Business Opportunities Online. Think about it, you're searching for things like Internet Marketing, Make Money on the Internet, Affiliate Marketing, Affiliate Commission Schemes. Search for those type of keywords, and then choose on the left-hand side of the page after you do the search on Facebook to narrow it down to just groups initially, and join as many of those groups as you can. They're free. Sometimes they take a day or two before they approve you. But when they have, you find that there are people on these groups advertising their affiliate opportunities to others, and also people going on asking for them. So it's a good place to plug your opportunity that's coming up, which is why Rob briefly mentioned on one of the earlier webinars, and you'll hear it on the recording, that when you put your website together, one of the pages will be a JV, joint venture page. Now that's where you can send people with tools, or if somebody comes across your site in a similar manner as we're doing to find theirs, to recruit them, there'll be other people down the line who end up finding your site in a similar manner because you've got a page on there offering commission to people for promoting your product. But on that page there could be a sales video or sales blurb which is equivalent to what that second email would be that Rob talked about, i.e. the one that you'd send when they'd said, held the hand up and said, yes, I'm interested. Well, that is the page link that you could post on these Facebook groups saying, we've got a great new weight loss product offering 50% commission, it's going to convert like crazy, it's nothing you've ever seen before, check out the details here. If they actually click on the link that you put on the group, that's equivalent to them responding to that first email that Rob spoke about and putting a toe in the water asking for more information. So you can just lead them to a web page that's got that loads of information. And on that page could be, and Rob I'm sure will kind of clarify on this in a minute, can be like an AWeber form box where they can put their name and email in to register their total interest as an affiliate so that they can then be contacted by you to give them an affiliate link and more details of the opportunity. So Facebook is good, Facebook groups. You'll also find searching the same things like affiliate commissions, how to market on the internet, and then refining the search on Facebook to Facebook pages. There's a lot of them as well that you can join that are a bit like discussion groups where you can advertise your opportunity quite rapidly and get it seen by a lot of people because it's a numbers game. Obviously only a small percentage may click to look at the page and only a small percentage of them may choose to become affiliates, but when you've got hundreds, sometimes thousands of people in these groups, I found it to be a really nice quick way of getting the message out there to a lot of people pretty quickly. Obviously, one thing I forgot regarding the Google keywords to search for to speed up finding relevant sites. We had weight loss affiliate program, yeah, weight loss blog and blogger. Search for weight loss newsletter, literally. Put those 3 words in: weight loss newsletter search. It's just searching now for me. Oh goody. Every single page that's come up is saying to me, join our newsletter, which means they've got a mailing list, which means they potentially can quite easily promote your product. And it saves you time ploughing through. There'll still be some sites that are shite, don't get me wrong, but there'll be far less of them using that. And I think that's really, albeit it doesn't sound like a lot, I think you'll find in practice, just by adding the word newsletter to the end of the weight loss or whatever your niche is, searching them and taking your details, then doing it for the word blog and the word blogger at the end of weight loss, and then for affiliate program and affiliate commissions, that will get you tons of relevant sites. And don't worry, because when you've clicked on a site to look at their information and harvest it, if it does show up, say under weight loss newsletter, and you click on it and get their details, and then you search for weight loss blogs, if that site comes up again, it will actually be in a different colour to the ones you haven't looked at, because Google will recognise that you've already clicked on it during that browsing session. So that will also save you wasting time clicking on sites that you've already been on. And I think, shortly and concisely as I may have put that across, I'm hoping it made sense, and I'm hoping you'll find that is as useful to you as I found it has been for us. So back to Rob, you may want to, now that I've kind of thrown in this whole, there's a page on your website giving joint venture information, we'll clarify that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thank you for all of that, Alex. Obviously some really valid points and things that we also use regularly. One of the things I did want to talk about was the Warrior Forum. Basically, as Alex mentioned, it is a forum full of internet marketers in all sorts of different niches. 99.9% of them, it's worth noting, are complete newbies who don't make any money, who really have no idea, who are learning and trying how to do the stuff that I'm teaching you now. 99.9% of them, probably more. The other 0.01% are successful marketers who are actually making some money. Obviously, there's a very tiny percentage of those are making, millions of dollars, but they are there. And the other thing is that 99% of them are in the internet marketing niche, promoting and selling internet marketing products. However, there are still people in these other niches too. Pretty much every niche imaginable will be represented on that forum in some respect. So it's free to join. Again, it's warriorforum.com. It is free to join, but as I said, the majority of it is teaching you about internet marketing and all sorts of other things, rather than being about niche stuff. So it's worth joining, but don't focus too heavily on it. It's quite a slow place to find affiliates when you're not in the internet marketing niche, but hey, every affiliate counts. All of the Facebook stuff, that all makes perfect sense, and that's really good. What we're going to talk about next week, though, is the second bit of what Alex talked about there, which is giving your affiliates some tools that they can use to promote your products. So your kind of job for this week is really to go around and start drumming up potential affiliate trade, find people who might be interested in actually promoting your products, and then getting them to contact you. Well, you contact them and getting them to reply and say, yes, I'm very interested, please tell me more. And then you can tell them, hey, we're just putting the finishing touches on it, this is going to be really good. Give them a review copy of the product if you like, send them actual access to the product so that they know what it is that they would be promoting. And also just answer any questions they kind of have about it all. And as I said, next week we're going to talk about creating your affiliate tools, putting together everything those affiliates are going to need to promote it. And then after that, there'll only be one webinar left, which is really just to wrap everything up. It's more a Q&A session. It's to make sure that you all know what you're doing. And then once you've done that, you'll know everything. You'll know about choosing a niche, about making a product, about writing the sales page, about putting it all up on the internet, integrating it with ClickBank, getting it ready for sale, and you'll be good to go. Now, that's not the end of the training, however, because there will also be some bonus training. I haven't worked out whether I'm going to do it as a live webinar or as a training video yet, so I'll work out the best way to do it. Probably a training video, but this will be with regards to using something else Alex just just mentioned, which is the list building processes of Aweber. So although this isn't officially included in this program and is really an entire course in itself, I do want to make this as complete as possible. So I will be including some kind of ninja bonus training, if you like, the advanced tactics that you can use to build a list of your affiliates, to build a list of your customers. All of that will be covered in the bonus training videos, which again, we didn't tell you were going to get, but you are going to get. So that will all be coming afterwards. And also along with that will be the traffic training, which will continue on for the next year, just in weekly training videos delivered into the members area. So with regard...
Rob?
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, but just before you can start wrapping things up, because you can share screens there.
Yep.
Could you, on your screen, bring up one of our web pages, namely elitehypnosisbootcamp.com/JV, because that's a perfect example of what I was actually talking about in terms of a page to put a link on places like Facebook, affiliate marketing groups saying, check out what's coming up soon, why not promote our product and make money? That's our perfect example. I've got it on my screen here, but you can actually share it with people to show them what I was talking about.
Cool, it's just loading now.
And how it's got the registration box on there.
Yeah, so this is a sample of a JV affiliate page, sign up page. This is the sort of thing this is one of the 2 pages we'll be talking about next week. This is the page that we used when we first launched Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp the second launch of Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp, which was on the 4th of June. So you can see it says, attention affiliates, grab up your calendar, mark up 4th of June, and prepare to bank big cash with the launch of 2012. Promote the world's most comprehensive, powerful hypnosis training program and bank $598.20 per sale in sexy commissions. So it's a bit like a sales page designed to sell people into the concept of being an affiliate. So we're not asking for their money, we're asking for their support, and also to give them some money. Below that, you'll see there's a video of me where I talk through what they're going to get. I'll just quickly press play so you can see the video. Obviously, I've muted it.
And this page is actually genuinely still active. You can all actually go to it.
Yeah, if you wanted to actually look at this page,
elitehypnosisbootcamp.com/JV.
and you wanted to actually, obviously that video is playing on my computer, but I don't think it will be on the webinar replay. But yeah, if you were to actually go to that page, you can watch that video, you can see what's on it, you can... that's a very attractive facial expression. You can actually go to that website, you can check it out. Below that, there's a brief letter from me. Dear future business partner, thank you for dropping by this page. Tells them about the product, tells them what it is. There's a video a bit further down that actually gives them a video tour of the members area. Obviously, you've got this product. You have this product in the Passive Hypnosis Profits members area. And then at the bottom of the page, there's a sign-up form where they can sign up to receive more information about this. So you're going to be creating this page next week, and we'll be talking about the list building part, having this list building form.
I just wanted you to see it because then it will make sense in your mind what I was talking about when I was saying stick a link on these Facebook, affiliate marketing groups where you send them to, you see. So having seen that, at least you can get a picture in your mind of what I meant.
Yeah. So that's exactly what Jonathan was just talking about. This is the page that we created to recruit our affiliates and give them more information about the product. But we still follow through the process that we've just talked you through. So, oh
yes, this has been an addition.
The cool and this is the page that you'll be creating, or we'll be showing you how to create in next week's training, along with the page where you can give your affiliates various promotional tools that they can use to promote your actual product and get the most out of their promotion. So you can give them sample emails, you can give them banners they can use, all of that kind of thing. So with that pretty much said, unless there are any questions, or unless Jonathan has anything else to add, that pretty much brings us towards the end of this webinar. Pretty much your job for this week, as I said, apart from watching through things as and when I add it to the members area, I'm going to make sure to get this webinar recording up first. I'll have that up tomorrow, so that you can go through and study it and actually start finding, even if you don't start contacting them yet, at least any spare time you have at any point, you can use to actually begin looking for potential affiliates in your marketplace. And then obviously just get everything else up to date as well. And then next week we'll be putting the finishing touches of your affiliate program in place, ready for your affiliates to actually start promoting this as soon as it goes live. So if you have any other questions, do go ahead and type them into the questions box.
One last thing I'm going to mention, I know it's jumping ahead a bit because next week you're going to tell them how to make a page with kind of affiliate tools, as it were. But do you want to just get it on screen and then I'll explain why I'm saying it, because I can't share it, obviously, which is Elite Hypnosis. The people who filled in that box at elitehypnosisbootcamp.com/JV, we then ultimately, they registered their interest, they got some blurb, and then basically were converted in the way Rob spoke about earlier, at which point obviously they needed to know how to create stuff. Now we, for this particular project, didn't use ClickBank for a totally different set of reasons. It's irrelevant here. It's purely because of the high price of this item, the nature of it, and the way we were policing it, as it were. All our, as I'd say, general public products, i.e. like the smoking that we're about to launch through us doing this program together, and the weight loss and all the other stuff we do through ClickBank. But if you have a look at Elite, it'll give you something to do probably for the next 24 hours as well, until Rob's got all the recordings back up for you. If you look at elitehypnosisbootcamp.com/swipes, that's SWIPES, which Rob should be able to share on screen.
Should be up in a sec.
You'll actually genuinely be able to go to that page because it is active. And this is the page that we ended up sending affiliates who registered their interest to go to give them example emails they could use to advertise their affiliate link and send traffic to our website when we did the second launch back in June. Examples of tweets and Facebook updates they could use. But the reason I'm sending you there is because at the top you'll see it tells you that if you go to click-to-sell.eu, set up a free account, then you can use the information further down the page to create your own affiliate link for the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp, which indeed you can, and that will mean that you yourself can immediately start earning 50% commission, because obviously you don't need to buy this because you've got everything that's in the product in the bonus section of the Passive Hypnosis Profits members area. But if you just look at the sales page of elitehypnosisbootcamp.com, you'll see what the general public, potential people wanting to learn hypnosis see, and you'll see how powerful a sales page is. And everyone who buys off that was to use your affiliate link, you would get paid 50% commission for. The reason for telling you this page is two things. A, it gives you something you could be earning some money from just by, if you've seen the sheer quantity of information that's in there, if you look in the members area, you can make some money from it, and also it gives you an example of genuinely what kinds of tools and information we gave to our affiliates when we've done a launch like this, genuinely for real. So you can see it's not just something we're making up for the sake of a webinar. This, you're getting exactly what we do. So yeah, I just thought that'd be something interesting to mention.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anyone else got any questions?
Absolutely.
As Rob said, then back to you, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the actual page that we used. Again, it's at elitehypnosisbootcamp.com/swipes. SWIPES. That's because we call those things swipes. They're things that your affiliates can literally swipe, as in nick, steal, and then deploy. Swipe and deploy. So that's why it's on that webpage. And as I said, I mean, that was an actual, we've never shared that with anyone before, but that's apart from our affiliates, but that's an actual page that we used during an actual, an actual launch of a six-figure product. So I think our $1,000 Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp training. And that's the actual page we use for an actual six-figure launch. So you can absolutely go and look at that and see what's there. But again, we'll be talking about how to create those 2 pages next week, and I'll actually be giving you the templates you need to use to create the little boxes that they can put the subject line in, and the email, the little boxes that you can put those in for them to copy those out of. Apart from that, if you have any other questions, go ahead and type them into the questions box. And if not, then we can get this call wrapped up, and I can go and continue adjusting back to the British time zone. Tony says, another great session, guys. So much stuff I never thought of about how to get affiliates. You're very welcome, Tony, and glad you enjoyed it. Again, if you'd like to go through and rate the training session out of 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, or 1 star, that would be cool. Just so that we know that this is still taking the path that you guys were hoping for, that would be great.
You know, we take a lot of this as kind of take it for granted now, I think, sometimes, Rob and me, but in truth, having looked at tons of internet marketing books and stuff out there, some of the stuff that we take for granted, such as these off-the-wall wacky ways of finding affiliates, they are in some affiliate marketing training books, but they're not in the majority of them. It just it bemuses me that, you know, they don't get shared more often.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. People are saying 5 stars. Great session. That's good. 5 stars. Excellent. Well, we're glad you enjoyed it, folks. As usual, well, we're now back up, and there is no usual, but right now there is a usual. We're back up and running. The website is there. It's now just a case of me finding plenty of time to go through and actually sort out the webinar recordings. I'm going to make sure to do this one first, because most of you are already on the right track with the other things. So this is probably the most important thing you could be doing in the short term, is finding potential affiliates. And then as soon as this one is up, I'll get working on getting whichever ones else. I think I haven't looked, so I can't remember which ones are there. But I'll work on getting whichever ones are missing up and running too. And then you will have everything that you need. Next week's module is really the final of the kind of the main modules. That's happening next Monday, again at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is also 10 p.m. in the UK. Arjun said he missed last week's training session, so he'd love to see that one soon. Cool, I'll make sure to get that one up next, although it's less important than the others because there's not too much in that to do. Like that last week was pretty much a brainstorming session that we did while we were waiting for our web hosting to be back up and running. It wasn't really planned that heavily. We kind of just went with the flow. So
it was lots of ways of getting traffic to your site, off the wall ways of getting traffic to your site,
yeah. So,
and making sales, which obviously is only really relevant when you've completed sites. So.
Yeah, so it was just a way to fill a week so that people would have some good information that they could learn from, but at the same time it wasn't totally relevant to you until you've got the website up. So it is worth watching, definitely, but obviously this one's more important, so we'll make sure we get that up for you as well. Other than that...
Well, we want them all up anyway. Over the next couple of days,
yeah.
We're working towards everything being up, but Rob's basically going to start them in reverse back to the beginning in terms of upload, by the sounds of it, because of the fact that you can physically get doing some stuff. Yeah.
And pretty much this time, well, we pretty much, our web hosts have assured us that we won't experience that problem again. So everything should be hunky-dory in that respect. So apart from that then, folks, that brings us to the end of this webinar. So let's get things wrapped up. Thank you very much for joining us on this call. We really hope you've enjoyed it. The feedback has been great. We do like hearing your feedback. So with that said, we will talk to you all next Monday. Keep your eyes on your inbox. I will email you as soon as we get everything up and running with the webinars. Each time I add something new, each day I'll email you and let you know what I've added over that particular day, and let you get started with it. Apart from that, watch your inbox, and we'll also email you the link for next week's webinar too. That's all, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Good night, everyone.
Indeed. Good night.
The organizer has ended the session, and this